Is there going to be a dip guy now making sure that people are following the dip rules?
There already has been a dip guy, yes. And if there's an employee at Major League Baseball who watches games looking for all sorts of different things, and chewing tobacco will absolutely be one of those things. Now, the enforcement question, will they be able to do it? I mean, I almost feel like this is the equivalent to the marijuana rule in baseball. Like, as long as you're on the 40-man roster, you're allowed to smoke pot. And players do this judiciously. Now, they can be fined for it. And when they continue to do it, Major League Baseball is not happy. But I know of one player who was approached by somebody from Major League Baseball, and the person was there to collect a fine for having smoked weed and been caught on a drug test with THC in his urine. And the player wrote a check for twice as much as the fine that he was being charged, and the guy from MLB looked at him and said, "This is too much." And the player looked back at him and he said, "This is for the next one too."
Jeez.
So I feel like this is going to be what it's like with tobacco. They're going to try and do it, but nothing's going to change. It's baseball. Tobacco's part of the culture, and it's always going to be.
I don't know what's more amazing there, the fact that the guy knew he was going to smoke again and was already paying it down, or the fact that he had a check.
No, you know what? Checks are actually pretty prevalent in baseball clubhouses because a lot of times players use checks to tip clubhouse attendants. So there you go. Yep.
Well, speaking of, by the way, money, we're talking to Jeff Passan again, and we will get to the financials in a second, I promise here, although it's a lot of white noise to a lot of people here. They are now getting their meal card, or rather their meal money on the road on check cards, and that was a big deal?
Yeah, they've been trying to avoid that. Players have been trying to avoid that for years because you can't spend a check card at the strip club.
Funny how that works. Funny how that works.
I mean, you can't make it rain with plastic, can you?
I mean, you could, hypothetically. It's like hail, wouldn't it be? It would make it, I don't even know anymore. So the teams are, instead of giving them wads of cash, and for those who don't know, what players often, regardless of sport, you get an envelope. You just literally get an envelope of cash as your per diem, as your meal money. Sometimes it's in your locker. Sometimes it's when you check into the hotel, and it's in a hotel envelope along with your room key. They don't get this anymore. Now they're going to get the check card.
I believe some clubs have the option of either going with a check card or cash. So I think the check card was not an option in the past, but now they have these clubs have flexibility.
The Rich Eisen Show, weekdays at noon Eastern on Audience.